Here we go. Got Coach Hoover. Coach, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. So, Coach, if you
There we
want to
go.
start with an opening statement for us, then we'll take questions from the media. The Demon Deacons will be the number 9 seed in this week's tournament and open play against 8th-seeded North Carolina. That will be the first game on Thursday at noon. So, Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement for us.
Yeah, it's March 1, one of our favorite times of the year. ACC tournament, there's not a better conference tournament in the country, in my opinion. It's an event and one that we look forward to going to 0-0 and starting a new season and feel like we've got a great team in and, just looking forward to the competition and being there and just so grateful to get to this point. We're one of the few teams that did not have any COVID issues, knock on wood. And, really grateful for every opportunity we've been able to get out there and get on the floor.
Perfect. Thanks. Coach, your first question is going to come from John Dell. John, go ahead with your question.
Thanks. Hey, Coach, I know some struggles here toward the end of the season with the 3-game losing streak. How do you kind of get back that mojo that you guys had, really middle of the year and even a little bit toward the end? But what do you guys need to do better, tomorrow against Carolina?
Yeah, I just think we have to approach it like we have all year. It's this week we are 0-0, and we've got 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, who knows how many games coming up. And, we have to learn if we were not learning. And, I thought we had 2 heartbreak games on the road that we put ourselves in a position late to win both of them. And, give credit to where credit's due in this conference. Like when you're on the road, you got to, the ball's got to bounce your way. And you got to create those opportunities, and we created them. We just weren't able to finish them. So, we got to go in with a fresh sense of what's at stake, which is a game against Carolina, and that we started our conference tournament that last year against them. We not walk out of Chapel Hill feeling very good about the loss in overtime. Felt like that was a game we should have won. And so I think we've got to do the same things that help any team win this time of year. You got to play defense. You got to rebound.
Ryan Wilson, you're up next. Go ahead with your question.
Hey, Coach. North Carolina is led by Janelle Bailey in the post. What's your guys' game plan to try and slow her down?
I think North Carolina's got a lot of great players, a lot of young players, and then their experienced players in Janelle, Stephanie Watson, Helsinska. I'm not sure how to say her name, so I apologize for that. But I think their experience combined with that youth, they just got a lot of talent. And, I think for us, it's more about what's Carolina going to do to slow down Christina Moore or Gina Conti or Ivana Ratza. We know what they present. We know how physical she is. We've got to do our work early on her. Of course, we're going to try to attack her like everybody does, try to get her in foul trouble. But I think that's just in general. I think that's everyone's game plan going into every game. They probably try to get Ivana Ratza in foul trouble when they're playing us. So, it's this time of year where we really know each other really well. Now we haven't played them since before Christmas. We played them twice this year, and they were both in December. So it's a little different than last year's scenario where we had just played the week before the ACC tournament, and it was a quick turnaround on a scouting report, and the kids really knew each other. So that'd be fun, learning a team that we really haven't played in a long time. We've both grown and matured and are totally different basketball teams now. So, it'll be a lot of fun and a very competitive game when, we get excited when we get to play the schools in the Carolinas multiple times in a year because, that's the heart of the ACC for us. So,
Coach, your next question will come from Kelly Dale. Kelly, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Coach. You guys have an incredibly experienced roster this year, which I imagine is a huge relief coming into this tournament. Are you watching your seniors have conversations with some of these young kids, or how are you watching them as they approach the ACC tournament? And is it any different than maybe what it was in the regular season, getting them prepared?
Well, we just got back yesterday and we're off today. So I'm sure there's been some talks about, in both locker rooms on the road, there was talks about, all right, we got to get the next one. We got to get the next one. Let's do these details a little bit. Our focus has really been on that process. And, I think when you do have veterans that are in that locker room getting ready to go to their last ACC tournament, potentially their last ACC tournament, their last go around, that want to play in the NCAA tournament and feel like we had been doing the things we needed to do to get there. There's a lot riding on it. And I think everyone in that locker room and on our team understands that. and that we got to do it together and really play off of each other. I talk to them all the time. It'd be fun to play with and hard to play against. And, that's kind of got to be our philosophy going in is, we tend to have a lot of fun in Greensboro, but it's a different year, a different team. And so every year you don't know what's going to come out. Like, we'll practice tomorrow lightly, and then we'll practice again Wednesday there in Greensboro and go over Wednesday as well, and stay at the hotel Wednesday night and do our normal kind of game day prep and that kind of thing. So.
And Coach, your last question is going to come from Mitchell Northam. Mitchell, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Coach. I'm just kind of looking at, some of the numbers and everything. And I think it's fair to say that Jewel Spears probably played herself onto the All ACC rookie team. What has she brought to your team this year as a freshman?
She's brought a lot to our team. From the day she got on campus, she kind of had she's got this cool confidence about her. She shoots the mess out of the ball in practice, both live action and just shooting. And I think she just has brought her element of being able to get her own shot off. Yes, she's a great shooter, but she is so much more than a great shooter. She can get to the basket. I mean, I think she had 2 kind of and 1 plays at Florida State. One got called back because it was a intentional foul in transition, but she's just and she's a basketball junkie. Like, she is watching basketball all the time. She wants to be great. She wants all those around her to be great. She wants to elevate her teammates. So she's brought a lot to the team. She's just a great kid, fun, great kid, good to be around. And I think she is one of the best freshmen in our league. And we knew that when we recruited her. We spent a lot of time really getting to know her, and really spent a lot of time on what our vision for the future was. And she wanted to be a part of kind of taking a team that hadn't been there and being a part of being something special. And, that hasn't changed from the day she got here till the games this weekend.